Welcome to Joy News today. I am MFA Akosia Adati. The bulletin is live from our studios here in Kokomlimli and also live on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 125. Top stories this hour. Supreme Court dismisses petition by Richard Delaskai against the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bills. We've got details for you. Also, anti-corruption campaigners want committees set up. President-elect John Mahama to gather and receive information from the public regarding suspected acts of corruption to be circumspect on information received so far. Work doesn't come out as witch hunting.
So when you look at the team, I believe that there are people that can take the matters up seriously and come out with the desired expectations of Ghanaians.
And in the Ashanti region, NDC executive retrieved thousands of bags of fertilizer suspected to be state-owned. We've got these plus business, sports, world news and showbiz in this bulletin. Do stay for details. Many thanks for choosing us. We're your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. First, the Supreme Court this afternoon has unanimously dismissed a petition by journalist and lawyer Richard Delaskai against the controversial Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bills led by Justice Lovelace Averill Johnson. The court ruled that the bill, which seeks to criminalize LGBTQI-related activities, is not yet law and cannot be reviewed. Mr. Sky and Amanda Odoi argued procedural flaws in Parliament rendered the bill unconstitutional, but the court upheld the legislative process, emphasizing that only enacted laws are subject to review. Let's hear what Francis Xavier Susu has to say about the decision from the Supreme Court.
The court just upheld the position of the law because Parliament is a legislative arm of government. The work of Parliament ends with a presidential assent. If the president does not assent, there are provisions in the Constitution that shows what the president is supposed to do. You know, convey in a memorandum to Parliament the reason for refusal to assent, for Parliament to then take further steps, whether to amend provisions of the law and so on and so forth. But I think the action filed by my brother Richard Sky was quite premature. And I think what the Supreme Court did today, with all due respect to our brother Sky and his lawyers, is only just upholding the rule of law and also upholding the separation of powers. It is up for the president to now either assent or not assent, but whatever be the case, there's a room in the law for the president to let Parliament know the reasons for which he doesn't want to assent and which provisions of the law he has problems with and what proposals he has for Parliament. So we look forward to hearing from the president.
Do you think there's enough time? I mean, Parliament has just about 3 weeks to go.
Honestly, we don't have enough time. However, we'll leave it to the president and see what the president will do with this one.
Do you suspect this bill will die with the 8th Parliament?
Well, if this bill dies with the 8th Parliament, it won't be the only bill that dies with the old Parliament. I have introduced or initiated about 20 private bills. 3 of them have passed into law. Only one has presidential assent. Indeed, the other one that abolished death penalty in the Ghana Armed Forces has not been signed yet. It's still with the president. The anti-witchcraft bill has been passed, but does not have presidential assent. So we are looking at what the president may do. Indeed, if he doesn't sign them, they will die with this Parliament. But it would be our duty as members re-elected into the House to pay attention to all critical bills that have not been assented to, so we can reintroduce them.
Now let's take you to Parliament and get more on what's happening there. Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kweku Asante is there for us. Kweku, thank you for joining us. Has there been any movement about the mini budget? Is there anything that is new with the mini budget?
Well, not yet, MFR. There have been no sight of the finance minister who is expected to come and lay this mini budget. The only issue that has come up so far has to do with some letters written from the office of the president to the Speaker of Parliament on the budgetary estimates for some independent bodies like Parliament, the Audit Service, and the Judicial Service. And if you look at the Judicial Service, we've been allocated an amount of 276.4 million Ghana cedis for the first quarter of next year. The Audit Service allocated 217.3 million Ghana cedis for the next 3 months. And then Parliament and the Parliamentary Service allocated 450.5 million for the first 3 months of 2025. But all these ones are just for information, because the finance minister will have to come and lay the specifics of the vote on account, that is the mini budget, before these 3 issues will be added to the budget that was presented. So far, the minister hasn't arrived. He is not here. His deputies aren't here. And there has been no mention of the mini budget.
Has the NPP MPs indicated whether he will show up or not?
Well, because it has not been raised yet, it hasn't been responded to yet. The majority leader himself was in a while ago. He has left the chamber just about a minute ago. But other persons who are here include his deputy, Patricia PJ, and others. And so we expect that right after, there's a current statement on the death of YX. If it leaves, we expect that NDC MPs will raise the issue and then it will prompt some response from the government side.
All right, thank you so much, Kweku. We'll come to you when there's anything new. Thank you very much. Now, away from Parliament, anti-corruption campaigners are asking the committee set up by President-elect John Mahama to gather and receive information from the public regarding suspected acts of corruption to be circumspect on information received so their work doesn't come out as a witch hunting. The president-elect, through his spokesperson earlier today, announced a 5-member team to pursue its Operation Recover or Loot agenda, led by Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, Member of Parliament for North Tone. Speaking on Newsdesk, member of African Union Anti-Corruption Board, Adam Senano, and anti-graft campaigner Vistos Azim asked the team to be discreet about whistleblowers to encourage Ghanaians to give out the needed information. On your screen right now is where you see the constituted committee where Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa is the chairman. And then you have Mr. Damal Domelevo, former Auditor General, I beg your pardon, also the Colonel retired Nathaniel Kofi Boache on your screen as well as a member, and Mr. Martin Pegbu, private legal practitioner as well, and Mr. Raymond Acha, investigative journalism. But also we've got Adam Senano. Let's listen to him.
It will be effective because this is a whistleblowing approach. It's something we use as a standard. It's good practice across the world that you have whistleblowing people who have information, and typically what will happen is that we may have 2-3 people giving information that then makes something that may be purely speculative more objective, because you had different people give you different, which can be cross-checked. So whistleblowing is a good way of gathering information, and when they validated, it then becomes a good source for investigation and prosecution. So it can be effective to the extent that you are able to encourage people to give information, and they feel that their identities will be protected, they will not be exposed or put themselves at risk by engaging in trying to support the process.
So when you look at the team, I believe that there are people that can take the matters up seriously and come out with the desired expectations of Ghanaians. However, people may look at it as a political group that is known to be against the NPP from their pronouncements and from their actions. And you see, that's where the previous speaker mentioned political witch hunting. People are going to look at it from that light, especially those in the opposition. So I would have expected one or two people that either come from the NPP or some other opposition party or are perceived to be neutral in terms of their partisanship. That would help to ensure or to assure Ghanaians that there's transparency and fairness in whatever they do.
Well, President Akufo-Addo has received a petition seeking the removal of Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo from office over allegations of misconduct and incompetence. The petition accuses Justice Torkornoo of constitutional and administrative breaches. The petitioner argues that these alleged actions undermine the credibility and integrity of the judiciary. Let's engage Eko Asifa. He is a lawyer. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations on your retaining of your seat. Well, I don't know if you have seen the petition and what you make of the petition, first of all.
Well, let me say a very good afternoon to you, and thank you so much for congratulatory messages. Yes, I have cited the petition. I've had a quick perusal of it, but I think that it is within the right of every Ghanaian who thinks that something untoward, or if you like, in the words of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, that if the Chief Justice has done things that in his consideration could be termed as a misbehavior, then that Ghanaian can petition the President of the Republic of Ghana for the President of Ghana to trigger Article 146 of the 1990 Constitution. You are aware that the processes to which the Chief Justice will have to be removed, it's almost like the Electoral Commission. Unfortunately, with respect to the Chief Justice, it was not provided in a way that was supposed to have been done. But for the first time, the Ghana Bar Association versus Aban, the Attorney General, was able to explicitly make the Ghanaian people understand as to the imputation that was made in Article 146 with respect to the procedure in taking off, or if you like, removing the Chief Justice. And so there are no qualms with it. The processes will have to be followed. The President, if indeed has received the petition, will have to establish that there's a prima facie case, as in the case of the Electoral Commission. After the prima facie case has been established, we'll now consult the Council of State for a committee to be set up.
Well, it's pretty quite a straightforward petition then.
A very, very straight petition. As I said, when the committee is established, it is within the right of the committee to investigate and see whether the allegations that have been peddled by the petitioner is anything that can be substantiated. But remember, especially now that it is about the Chief Justice, it means that two of his subordinates will have to be part of the committee that is going to be established.
Yes.
What that means is that you are going to have any of those members of the Supreme Court who are subordinates to the Chief Justice, one of whom should chair the committee, and three other people who will come together to investigate the allegation. I mean, the Chief Justice, if the President establishes a prima facie case against the Chief Justice, will have to appear before the committee to defend himself, or if you like, go with a lawyer to also defend the Chief Justice.
Are you certain that, are you quite sure that maybe because two of the justices from the same bench would be in that committee, there would be some neutralization, because the Constitution provides that at least 3 persons who are not lawyers, who do not also belong to the bench, will be part of the committee? Will this bring some comfort to anybody who's been petitioning the President?
Why not? I mean, even in the Supreme Court, when there's a case before them, for the recent case of Afeno Markin versus the Speaker of Parliament, it has always proven that even among themselves, it is a room of conscience, a room where people think, and so they can disagree and agree on matters. And so if there are other lawyers or if there are other persons who are coming to be part of the committee, of course, people will have their own ideas and understanding as to how some of these things are done. And so if you're a committee member, based on the questions that you ask and based on the answers that you get, you can form an opinion as to whether the allegations that have been peddled by the petitioner against the Chief Justice is anything to go by. I mean, in the absence of any substantiated evidence against the Chief Justice, it is likely that the committee will throw away the petition.
Okay. Well, I'll let you go finally, but quickly, what's your assessment of her performance anyway, so far?
Well, as a lawyer, I think that I've had the opportunity to read most of his cases. And of course, apart from the judgment of his cases, he is also the administrator, or he's in charge of the administration and supervision of the judiciary, which has been given to her by the Constitution, that is Article 125 also. In terms of her administration, she is also supposed to be part of the Rules of Court Committee, which is supposed to, by way of a constitutional instrument, to regulate the activities and procedure of the judiciary, of like the judicial system. I think that by way of practice direction, she has issued quite a number of them, which shows her proactiveness to ensure that where there are gaps with issues of procedure as to how certain cases will have to be dealt with, those gaps are filled by her proactiveness, by way of her involvement with the Rules of Court Committee to bring about practice direction that are supposed to be followed by the court. And so I think that in terms of her performance, she has done well.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for talking to us. Moving on, it's been more than 24 hours since flames ravaged the Kashan cluster of schools, and charred the building stands as a grim reminder of what was lost. The school compound, once filled with the laughter of children, is now cordoned off, leaving some students at home while others take turns writing their exams in a nearby building. Jacqueline Asumayewa joins us with details. Jacqueline, you're visiting there again today, and tell us the situation today.
Well, MFR, 24 hours after the fire ravaged the Kashan cluster of schools, when I got there in the morning, you could still see loitering around, but then we still had a section of students writing exams. Some of the students in the junior high school, they were already writing their exams. So what was happening was that there's this small portion outside the school. I think it's part, but then the students there take turns in writing the exams. So this batch would finish, then the next one. But for the other students who are done with the examination, what is happening is that they are not in school, they are home. And my conversation with some of the parents around is that, most of the parents are workers and they have like 3 or 2 kids there. So now some of them have to stay at home, so their children, or they move about with them. That is what I observed this morning at the Kashan cluster of schools.
Well, have you spoken?
But then apart from...
Okay. Have you spoken to the school administration as to how they're going to be taking turns, as you have said, but how are they planning to ensure that school is still ongoing?
Well, I met the headmistress over there. Well, she spoke to me off camera, and she was telling me that, school is almost about to go on recess. We're about to vacate. So I'm...
Oh, no. Did I lose Jackie? I'm sorry. We're sure to bring back that details that happened at the Kashan cluster of schools. But moving on, leaders of the National Democratic Congress in the Salvelugu constituency of the Northern region are asking the Electoral Commission to annul and rerun the parliamentary elections in that constituency. The New Patriotic Party's parliamentary candidate, Hajia Fathia Abdul Aziz, was declared winner of the polls, but the NDC has raised concerns of irregularities, demanding a rerun. Martina Bugire reports.
Ghana declared Hajia Fathia Aziz as parliamentary candidate-elect in the just ended December elections. But the NDC is disputing the results, citing overvoting among other irregularities as reasons they want the Electoral Commission annul the elections. Addressing a press conference in Saviligu, the communications director of the NDC, Nabia Abdulrahman Abbas, alleged overvoting, voting without verification, intimidation, among other malpractices he said the EC needs to address.
In the Saviligu constituency, our parliamentary elections was not free, neither was it transparent, neither was it comfortable. Generally, for instance, we had about 47 people who voted for parliamentary without having subjected themselves to any level or levels of verification, whether electronic or manual, nothing of sort. Our understanding is that 2 ballot papers were being issued to voters to go and cast their votes. And so when you look at the pin sheet for Germany, you will realize on the face of the pin sheet that 47 people voted without being verified, biometric or manual.
He called on the Electoral Commission to annul the results and conduct fresh polls.
We will not take up arms against anybody. The National Democratic Congress NDC is a law-abiding political party. And I think that we have demonstrated that historically, we, the NDC in the Saviligu constituency, are not in acceptance with respect to the declaration the EC made, declaring the MPP candidate as the MP-elect for the Saviligu constituency.
Well, let's get more from Martina Bugiri. Martina, thank you for joining us. And so, what has happened after this press conference? Have they petitioned to the EC?
Yes, so what we understand is that they are making a petition to the Electoral Commission to do the investigation because they have come up with their, they've gone through their pink sheet and identified over 48 places that these malpractices were done. And so they intend to pursue it to get it addressed. Now, they believe that if that is done, then the results would go in favor of the NDC candidate in that constituency. So as we speak now, we are told that they gathered the information and they are presenting that to the Electoral Commission.
Well, Martina, it's been many days since the declaration. What has triggered this irregularities and how did it come to their notice?
So they said that after the declaration, what they did was they went polling station by polling station to check because their agents had raised some concerns, and then in areas they were threatened between their lives and then allowing them to do whatever they want. So there was a need for them to go through the pink sheet polling station by polling station. And that is the reason why it's taking them a while to come out with their findings. And with the findings now, they believe that the NDC candidate won, according to them.
Has there been any reaction from the MP-elect declared, I should say? Has there been any reaction, or maybe the NPP side in that constituency?
They have not reacted to the statement yet.
Okay.
But what we do know is that they also have said that they won the elections. They believe that it was genuinely conducted and they won. But even though officially they haven't communicated, but my interaction with the party people, they say that they have won and they believe that even if there are 1,000 coalitions, they will win.
Okay. Thank you, Martina. And moving on, the NDC executives in the Ashanti region have retrieved thousands of bags of fertilizer suspected to be state-owned from multiple locations in the Ashanti region. The latest discovery was made in a ridge in Shire, so following an earlier retrieval from an uncompleted building at Sokoban. NDC national organizer Joseph Yamin, who led the operation, says the party is on a mission to uncover more of the suspected government-owned fertilizers. Nanaya Ojima reports.
Some young men contracted by the NDC officers packed out the fertilizers from the uncompleted storage facility. The men have spent hours unpacking the fertilizers into waiting trucks but seems more will have to be done. Within the building, the fertilizers occupy every part of it. All entries to the house are sealed. The contracted men had to break the sealed entries to get access. Joseph Yamin is convinced the fertilizers are government-owned.
Check the labels of these bags. You get to find out that these are Ministry of Agriculture certified materials. Storing them here is an indication that it's a smuggled goods. If you don't come and keep them, it's not even safe here in the first place. These things can explode because of the heat that is in this building. So if it's not a smuggled good, it should have been in the warehouses of the Ministry of Agriculture and other places. So for it to be stored in this uncompleted house at a very odd hour, it's a cause for worry. And I think that whoever owns it should come and give us evidence of being a private something, not government. But as it stands now, the person doesn't even want to come. They don't even want to show up.
At a separate location at Ridge in Shayeso, another uncompleted building was stocked with many of the same fertilizers. It took hours for the laborers to pack them into the waiting trucks to be conveyed to the buffer stock warehouse. Mr. Yamin says efforts are being made to track down owners of the buildings for further investigations.
But our sources are leading us to where the owner of this house or the person who got these things lives. And we'll definitely uncover that in just a few. Find out who that person is. We want to question him whether he knows something about this or these things just found his way into this apartment.
The team was supervised by the police. An official statement is yet to be made by government on the incident. For Joy News, Nanaya Ochima, Kumasi.
The United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, is urging government to prioritize investment in technical and vocational education and training, TVET, to tackle the growing youth unemployment issue in Ghana. UNICEF's country representative, Osama Makawe, emphasized that enhancing TVET will provide young people with essential skills, helping them to compete in the job market and drive the nation's economic development. His comments were made during the launch of a skill assessment project and capacity building training in TVET facilitators in Kumasi. Nana Boachi Yadom has more in this report.
The Skills Assessment Project and Capacity Building Training for Facilitators is being implemented by the Ghana TVET Service in partnership with UNICEF Ghana. The aim is to assess the skills of young people and provide them with training and certification. The initiative is expected to enhance the capacity of TVET institutions to deliver high-quality training programs that meet the needs of the labor markets. UNICEF country representative Osama Makawi expects Ghana to continue to invest in TVET to help scale up youth employment.
Ghana population, 56% of the total population are people under 25 years old. And I have been meeting with so many young people, organizations and civil society. Their first challenge or demand is employment, finding decent jobs. Looking at the largest network of skilling these young people is the TVET. They exist in a lot of districts. They have nearly over 300 schools around the country. And you have people from the lower or middle class are here. So the best way to equip and reach out to these young people in a large number is to use the TVET network and skill them there. They need the hard skill they learn through the TVET, but they also need the soft skills. So investing in TVET is a smart way to go for engaging the young people in a more promising future and also bring them closer to what the needs of the local market in Ghana require.
20 individuals were awarded certificates in the pilot project held at the Kumasi Technical Institute. Mr. Makawi emphasized that investing in TVET is not only a moral imperative, but a sound economic strategy.
And the world around us and the labor market changes very fast. And therefore, everywhere we need to be adaptable. We need to catch up with the new needs. And I think it will be a wise thing to do is to continue taking the TVET to the next level.
UNICEF commended the Ghanaian government's efforts in the promotion of TVET and called for sustainability. An educational specialist with UNICEF Ghana, Christopher Nkrumah, highlighted the need for the partnership.
The aftermath of this research will really help us to know the reason why TVET institutions are even set up at different locations. Are they really addressing the localized needs of the locations, and how can the setup of these institutions also support our national development and our skills as a whole. Yeah.
The launch of the Skills Assessment Project and Capacity Building Training for Facilitators is part of UNICEF's broader efforts to support the Ghanaian government in promoting TVET.
We are talking about moving from the level that you have graduated, National Certificate 2, to move to the HND or BTech, MTech, and then do the Doctor of Technology. And I know and I trust God that most of you will grow up to become Doctor of Technology.
For Joy News, Nana Bwachidankoyadom, Kumasi.
You're watching Joy News today. We'll be back with business. Please stay.
Welcome back to Joy News today. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. Zondatech Ghana is promising excellent customer service for patrons at its newly introduced luxury vehicle fleet. Speaking to Joy Business at the Surrey to honor its customers, the Jowolu branch manager of Zondatech Ghana, Bright Butchery, explained that the company will leverage emerging technology to provide affordable means of transport to Ghanaians.
Known as a heavy-duty vehicular company, Zondatech Ghana has since diversified its portfolio into developing luxury and cross-country vehicles to meet the diverse needs of its clients. The company introduced the Haval Julian, a sleek and fuel-efficient SUV, the Tank 300, a luxurious cross-country vehicle, and the Power Pickup, which is assembled in Ghana, as some of their new additions. At a ceremony to honor its cherished customers, Bright Butchery, manager of the Jowolu branch, assured patrons of reliable services.
There are three things that we normally focus on. One, we are a listening company, so we listen to our customers, their needs, what they want, and we give them the best. We always try our best to give them the products that suits their preference. Number two, we also give them best prices and also best service across the country. You can even see one here. We have other places that we do our service. So when you buy from us, you are assured of a perfect place to have your servicing done. So don't worry about anything. If you come to Zondatech, you are rest assured of what? Good price, good quality, and also best service.
He pointed out that the company will continue to prioritize innovation in delivering products that suit the Ghanaian market.
The company producing heavy duty and also light trucks. But we are bringing this one to make sure that our customers who also want luxurious cars and also cars that are prone to Ghana's environment. That is why we are bringing this kind of product, for you to see to them, to also give them comfort. You see, now China is moving to a different level of technology. So we also want to bring that technology to Ghana or Africa so that people will be able to enjoy this kind of technology. That's why we are bringing it to Ghana.
According to Jay Lee, marketing director for the company, Zondatech aims to become a household name in the automobile industry.
I think the price is very affordable, and for the specification, they are very close. Yes, and for drilling, is driving in the city, I think is very fashion and quality and safe. I think they are very quality and the price is very affordable.
The clients present at the event expressed satisfaction and commended Zondatech for their excellent customer service. Zondatech Ghana is well known for delivering sleek and affordable vehicles with high fuel efficiency.
Now, moving on, rising fuel prices and high cost of living are pushing both commercial drivers and passengers to negotiate fares directly, leading to an increase in off-platform transactions. According to the ride-hailing outfit Bolt, the app cannot monitor such offline rides, leaving both parties without the protective oversight of the app. Bolt management says without the ability to track movement, the company cannot intervene in cases of emergencies, hence users forfeiting crucial safety features, including insurance benefits.
The Kumasi Boats Driver Safety Summit served as a platform to actively address safety concerns, to discourage illicit road practices and ensure the well-being of its users. The ride-hailing outfit disclosed rampant offline usage of boat services done on the blind side of the app in efforts to adjust to rising economic situations in Ghana. Senior Operations Manager of Boat, Henry White, says the tactic is prohibited and leaves passengers and drivers vulnerable to safety risk. He indicated Boat has interventions that should be explored to mitigate economic situations.
Offline trips growing, right? Because of course we know the situation in the economy now. Fuel prices are increasing, drivers' earnings are being impacted, right? So they are now forced to bargain on prices with riders, and we are highlighting this to them that this is a dangerous act because when you partake in this, right, Bolt doesn't have, or we cannot track your ride. If you take offline trips with the rider, it means that you are taking the trip off the app, and therefore we don't have visibility into your movements. And if anything happens on the trip, Bolt cannot, help you out. So we are saying that, okay, desist from these offline trips because of the safety concerns it possesses, and make sure you are taking all your trips on Bolt with the issues on pricing, and that's why we are here, to listen to them, to listen to their concerns and help them sort out these issues, right, through improved earnings. So that's primarily why we are here in Kumasi.
The Boat Driver Safety Summit was themed Driving the Wheels of Safety, Pick Up to Drop Off. The summit aims to promote safe driving practices and enhance safety measures for both drivers and passengers.
This initiative we've done reflects our dedication to fostering a safer environment, ensuring that this safety remains at the forefront of our priorities, and guaranteeing that all users of our platform remain safe and they're able to operate and commute safely and securely. As we all know, it's not just the job of one person to ensure that you're safe. Safety starts with you first as an individual before you can then work collaboratively with the government.
The summit provided a platform to discuss safety innovations, share experiences, and strengthen Boat's commitment to create and enhance a secure ride-hailing experience. Public policy specialist for Boat, Ewama Jerry Ogemi, says the summit will improve collaborative efforts to ensure safety of drivers and passengers. Meanwhile, Ashanti Regional Director of Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, Amos Abaka, outlined measures to regulate ride-hailing vehicles in the region.
It has become a requirement that now we are joined into the app so that to be able to, in case of any complaint, go back and then play back that feature and see what really transpired. They are required to create a panic button on the app. And what that does is that once you press that app, both the DVLA and the security agencies will be alerted because they are all included on the app.
For Joy News, my name is Clinton Yaboa.
That's all for business. My name is Winston Taki. Coming up next is sports. Stay tuned.
Petition.
Time now to bring you sports here on Joy News today with me, Muftao Nabila Abdullahi. A member of parliament for Ibuako South, Atachian, has called on sporting federations to ensure that the right data backs their request for investment in the sector. According to him, government cannot continue to pump resources into an area it has no clue what it brings back to the country's economy.
Probably, we've not done a cost-benefit analysis as to how sports will add to our GDP. And it's important. If sports is just for entertainment, but it is not of serious economic value to this country, we will not use our meager resources for sports. So, Honorable Speaker, I am of the humble view that people are touting sports, underfunding of sports. It's about time that we have a blueprint and do proper cost-benefit analysis that apart from we exporting cocoa, and apart from gold and the rest of them, there is a financial return if we should sink good money in the area of sports. And that is what we also inform governments to realize, that there is another revenue stream, which is sports. And when you know it will benefit the nation in the long run, then investing in that place will make a lot of sense. So I am of the humble view that our sports people who want to make a fetish out of sports, and we go and we lose. The Black Stars are giving us a lot of pain and the rest of it. And the coaches are being underpaid, all kinds of challenges that we are facing. But if anything matters to us as a nation, and we want to invest properly in it, let's cost it. And let's see the return on the investment. Probably it will be a paradigm shift for this nation. If not, we will not even celebrate heroes any longer, because who is a hero if what he's trying to do does not benefit the entire nation?
Meanwhile, the president of Ghana Athletics, Baf Hussein, he says that the athletics governing body would need about $500 to $1 million each year to prepare athletes. And according to him, with the right investment in the sector, they will be able to get athletes that can compete and win medals for Ghana in the next Olympic Games in Los Angeles.
My goal for Ghana Athletics is I indicated during my inaugural speech that I still believe that, and I still have the hope that Ghana Athletics will win an Olympic medal during my term of office. I still have that belief, and I'm working seriously towards that. What I can just say to the current government or the state of Ghana is that people have started putting money or started preparing for the Los Angeles 2028. We should not wait till 2028 that we're struggling to see whether we'll qualify or will not qualify. An Olympic medal or World Championship medal is not won in a year. Preparations start now. And the preparation should not be left for the federations. The state has the stakes in how national team prepare for the Olympic Games. Olympic Game is so huge that if we leave it for federations to prepare for it, we will never get there. The federation can get the athletes. The federation can get the coaches. But the federation will lack the financial muscle to be able to get the athlete to where the athletes want to be. Australia, they are doing it. UK, they are doing it. Kenya, they are doing it. Why can't we do that? So our preparation for the Olympic 2028 should start 2025. Not only by word, but it should also be by deed. If the state of Ghana give her resources, Ghana Athletics give her resources every year, between $500 to $1 million a year, I can guarantee it that 2028 Ghana will win a medal at the Olympic Games.
Is that a message to the incoming government?
I'm referring to the state of Ghana.
Up next is World News.
And in showbiz today, veteran high-life musician Kwesi P is striking a sour chord with some of the younger crop of musicians, but not because of his music. According to him, it has no hold-barred advice that has earned him a reputation as the unpopular uncle in the industry.
Kwesi P, born Akwesi Opoku, isn't afraid to tell it as it is, but it seems not everyone appreciates his bitter truth. The seasoned musician shared that his candid advice to younger musicians about their craft and attitude hasn't always gone down smoothly.
Me personally, anytime I come out and voice out something, they feel like, oh, maybe I'm hating on somebody, or I don't like the young ones, and so they say so many kind of things. So I just 2025, we are gonna.
You're not speaking again.
Nah, because it doesn't really help. I mean, it's not
but you
worth
got
it.
that hatred from the younger ones because you speak
Yes.
your mind.
Yes. Because I remember a year or 2 years ago, I wanted to do a collabo with one of them. I mean, a couple of them.
Okay.
And they feel like, oh, you always speaking against us. So why do we do collabo with you?
Wow.
You know? And I realized it's something that it's within us. And I keep saying it. Like I don't know about any other African countries, but we Ghanaians, we are like, there's things we do in this kind.
Known for hits like Mihia Odo and Krokrome, Kwesi P has been a respected figure in Ghana's high life scene for decades. But his tough love approach to mentoring has left him feeling like the odd man out among the rising stars. Whether sweet or sour, truth telling seems to be Kwesi P's tune, and he's determined to keep playing it even if it means ruffling a few feathers in the process. Jacqueline and Sumayabua's report. Read to you.
Love you all for today on Joy News Today with me, MFA Akosia Adati. Now, for more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. And if you do today, you'll find a top story. NDC's Joseph Yamin allegedly leads mob to seize $1 billion at PMMC Asset Center. And we brought you that story. And you'd also find the story of many NDC MPs who will become redundant in the new parliament. The current majority speaker has been speaking to us on SMS today, and the story is online. Many thanks for choosing us. Marketplace next.